Hey guys, welcome back. No, I haven't posted in a little while, although I do have a video in the works, so stay tuned for that one. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on a little issue that I've discovered recently with the patrol. So I don't think it's really series specific in any terms, but yeah, definitely something to check in your patrol. So reference this line here that goes into the condenser for your aircon. So that line goes around, goes under the battery, and then it should go over your shock, and there should be a gap, at least a finger's distance gap between that line and your shock. And you'll notice that my shock looks like it's been leaking, which is what I initially thought. So before I get into what it actually is, a little bit of a backstory. Notice that the patrol was using a lot of fuel for some reason, like a lot more fuel than what it typically would, and the range was dropping just ridiculously, like really quick. Like I'd drive maybe 30 k's and it would drop 80 to 100 k's, and my driving style hadn't changed. So I thought it was a bit weird. So I checked the MAF, took it out, had a look. Of course, looks fine, no dramas. Gonna pull the air filter out and see what that looks like. And yeah, I thought, rightio, whilst I'm here I'll have a bit of a look around the engine bay, and I'll have a look and see if anything is leaking or anything's, loose or something doesn't look right, because for some reason I just had a feeling that something wasn't right. So I went and had a look around, and sure enough I seen what I thought was hydraulic fluid. It's feeling oily, but I couldn't see any sort of colour or real indication of where it was coming from, other than all that stuff that's on that hydraulic line there. So immediately I thought, yeah, cool, shock's leaking, not uncommon, does happen, doesn't really matter on age of the vehicle. So I investigated a little bit further, took it over to the workshop's boys for them to have a bit of a look and see what they thought. And they thought the same thing. Oh yeah, must be the top seal in the shock is let go prematurely, and it's just starting to push out a bit of fluid. So I thought, yeah, no big deal, I'll call this and get it booked in, and yeah, have that replaced. Now I drove home that day all good, and then went to take the family to the shops. Stopped at the traffic lights and noticed a heap of smoke, what I thought was smoke, coming out of the wheel arch on the driver's side. And I thought, yeah, rightio, so there's obviously a split or something in the hose, and it's just pushing hydraulic fluid onto the block. And I thought, oh yeah, cool. So it's now leaking everywhere, and I was thinking, shit, is there gonna be a fire? Because this thing's just pissing oil onto the block. So I pulled up, had a look, and sure enough, there was smoke just coming everywhere. Couldn't really see from where. So limped it home, parked it up, and that's when I seen all this green fluid pumping out of that hard line. So I thought, yeah, that's definitely aircon, but yeah, why is it done that all of a sudden? I'll attach a video of what it looks like when I had the aircon on. I've obviously been running the aircon off, so it's not pumping fluid or gas through, I should say. And that green dye is ultraviolet, so you can see if it's leaking anywhere. Well, not that you really need to see, because it's quite obvious. So yeah, that hard line has somehow rubbed through on that top bolt and has caused to dump all its gas or refrigerant. And yeah, so that's awesome. Although aircon was still cold, so yeah, anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, that's quite frustrating. Called Nissan about it, and the lady was like, yep, cool, no worries, we'll get the bloke you were dealing with to give you a call back, he's just with customers. It's like, rightio, cool, no dramas. Didn't hear anything back, called them again, oh, he's still with customers, he'll call you back shortly. 5 o'clock came, never got a call. Called them up today, Thursday, and I finally spoke to the bloke, and it's booked in tomorrow, being Friday, to get them to have a look at it. So yeah, obviously it's gonna have to be replaced, or I don't know, fixed, if you can even fix it. Perhaps you could TIG it, I don't know. But if it has to be replaced, I imagine it'll probably be a couple day job for Nissan. So that's quite annoying. So hopefully I'll get a car out of them, surely. Because obviously I've got work to be at, son to drop off at daycare, so I can't really afford to not have a car. Now obviously my car isn't really modified yet. I haven't really had the time, been quite busy, so the modifications I've done to the car haven't caused this sort of thing. There's nothing to sort of push on those lines or anything to create it moving or anything. As you can see, it's still retained in that bracket, and that's just where it goes. I'm not even sure if I can move it at all, or even get a hand in there without getting burnt. No, it's pretty solid where it wants to sit, so that's just where it is. Just keep an eye on it in your patrols, because you don't want that sort of thing happening to you, especially in the middle of the tracks. So yes, a little bit of a public service announcement for all patrol owners. Just check where your line is, and if you notice that it's doing the same thing as mine, let me know, and obviously call your Nissan dealer before you run into these sort of issues like me. So here's the look from the wheel arch, and as you can see, without being able to see the top of it, you would think, oh yeah, cool, hydraulic leak. It happens, and it's sort of common. You can see it's been spraying stuff everywhere. I was spraying it onto the block, and that was what was creating that smoke, as well as that gas being pushed out of there. So yeah, not ideal at all, especially in Queensland. Although it's been nice, it's still a bit warm, so hopefully they can sort it. So just got back from Nissan. As you can see, everything's nice and clean in there now, so it's something, I suppose. So as expected, yes, it was that AC line that was rubbing on the shock bolt, and they've obviously lifted that up to inspect it, and sure enough, it was what I thought it was. So at least I was right. It's looking how it should look. Shouldn't be sitting on it like it was previously. See if I can get in there a bit better. A bit hard to get in there, but yeah, you can see that that's sitting off it like it should be. Now they are going to fix it, obviously under warranty, and they're going to have the car for 5 days, and to replace that line they need to take the body of the car off the chassis and replace the hard line that way. So quite a big job for something so simple. So they will give me a replacement car in the meantime, so that's good. And yeah, so all I did was degas the aircon, and then they just gave it a clean, and that was it. So check it on your car, because you don't want to go through this. If you can catch it early enough, if you do have the problem, you won't have to go through this sort of business. But yeah, just check it, keep an eye on it, and make sure it doesn't do that, because yeah, you don't want to be going through this. So cheers for watching, guys, much appreciated. Stay tuned, because I've got more videos coming very shortly on more interior wrapping and that sort of thing, so stay tuned for that, because it's a bit of a fiddly process, but definitely looks well worth it in the end. Cheers for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.